Dylan in Georgia, pronouns are he, him, wants to talk about religion and whether it could be a good thing.
All right. Basically, I was talking to some of my family members about it. I'm not a believer. I'm an atheist, but I was wondering, could some form of religion possibly be good for people if that's what they truly think makes them a good person?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was just trying to
Like,
explain it. Some of my family members thought maybe not. Just didn't. I couldn't clarify my take on it because I'm not really good at that. So I thought I might ask you guys to hear your take.
yeah, I'm happy to go into more detail. I just figured I'd give a quick answer and then Paul can chime in and I can address it or not.
There's a famous clip from Ray Comfort interviewing Eric Hovind, both of whom are apologists you may not have heard of, but I deal with on my channel quite a bit. And they're discussing with each other that if they weren't believers, they both insist that they would be in prison for various things that they would do. They're convinced that if God wasn't in their lives, that they would be breaking the law. Like they'd be so immoral that they would, need to be put away to protect society. And in that case, those are individuals for whom, okay, I kind of hope they remain Christians because I don't want to unleash that kind of level of chaos into the world. I suspect that they are incorrect, though. I suspect that if they were to become convinced that Jesus didn't actually die for their sins and was resurrected, that they probably would remain roughly the same moral characters that they are today within some standard deviation, I suppose, if that's a measurable thing. But that doesn't, just because there are individuals now who have been raised that way and are raised to think that way, that doesn't mean the long-term best case for everyone is that we continue to keep that way of indoctrination in order for behavior control purposes, right? Because if we could get to the point where someone like a Ray Comfort and an Eric Hovind weren't actually raised to think that's why they were being good, it would no longer be the controlling factor, and they would be good because of empathy, and they'd be good because of other things. So, yes, I agree that there's individual cases but I feel like those are unfortunate cases. It's unfortunate that that person
I
attributes, their empathy and the good things that they do in life that we would label as good because it promotes flourishing to a God, that they've outsourced it. That's just an attribution error as far as I'm concerned. So I agree there are individuals in our current life, but I aspire to a world where we don't need that. So I'm not looking to hold on to it as a behavior control mechanism. I guess that's my thought.
Yeah. And I'm in very much the same boat. No surprise. The thing is, if the question is, can religion benefit people? I'd say that yes, religions can in fact benefit people, and they do constantly, which is why people stay religious. Because if you have a comforting lie, it's still comforting, even if it's not true. And so religions provide people with quite often, and it depends on the religion. So there's going to be a bunch of different, not all of them are going to be the same, but religions often provide people with community, with a sense of value and worth, with some easy answers to some potentially difficult questions, maybe about morality. May not be the right answers, but morality, origins, death, things like that. If you are suffering anxiety from not knowing the answers to something, pretending that you know can alleviate that anxiety. And if religions have convinced you that you know the answers to things that other people are struggling with, and you don't put any more effort into it, all of that is beneficial. And in many cases, the sincere belief in that religion, as Paul was addressing, may help people act in a better way, or at least gives them a reason, a justification for why they act a certain way, even if they might otherwise want to do something else. So, yes, I think religions can and do benefit people regularly. My biggest kind of take on this is that I'm not aware of any benefit from any religion that is real and true that is contingent on that religion. And in the sense of, I don't know that you can't get the same benefit from some other religion, from some comforting lie, or from some actual truth. Now, it may be that, like, for example, Dave Warnock will be hosting Dying Out Loud tomorrow. Dave has a terminal disease, ALS. If he were religious, there might be a certain type of hope that he could get about an afterlife that would make his life better right, in the short term. But I watched Dave, and I've watched other people dealing with terminal illnesses before who were religious. And I think that Dave gets a similar, if not better, comfort and support from being open and honest about it and engaging with the community and getting support from the community. And that's someone that you may consider tuning into the show tomorrow and asking Dave this question to get his thoughts as well.
All right. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a good explanation. I just didn't know how to word it properly. That was awesome.
Well, well, thanks, Dylan. Anything else?
Yeah. No, that was basically it.
Sweet.